Hello and welcome to Rick's Picks. We are waiting for a draft to start here, and this time is a triple Shadowmoor draft. Shadowmoor is the flashback format for this week, which is great for me because I really love the format. So let's see how we do. Alright, so here we are. For our first pick, it would be hard not to take this Reflecting Pool because, it's an expensive card, and yeah, well, I don't have infinite money online, but, it's a card that will not help us much in this format because we are really looking to play monocolor decks here. There are quite a few cards that we actually want here. Pure Sight Marrow is nice. Mercy Killing is great. This thing is great. This thing is great. This thing is quite good too. Man, loads of white cards, and mono white is my favorite archetype in this format. Luckily, I haven't opened the Armored Ascension because I guess if I had an Armored Ascension here, I could even take it over Reflecting Pool because it is that good in this format. But oh well, guess we shall see what we get past here. Okay, this thing is nice, but I'm really looking to be white here. There's this guy which is not bad. This guy's not bad either. Consigned to Dream is actually okay. Is one of the few cards in this format that can actually deal with Armored Ascension. But I think here I am going to take. I'm going to try and force white here. Let's take a safe Old Sentry. Hopefully we can get an Evios Wisps on the way back. Hungry Spriggan is actually okay too. But I'm gonna try and force white. It is, by far my favorite color here. It's the deck in the format that I have the most experience drafting. So, all right. Well, this is nice. Here we could take a Watchwing Scarecrow, which is pretty good. And I guess you see that in this format, even if you are mono white, you will often be able to trigger both conditions on a card like this because you have cards like this which are white and blue. But here I'm gonna take a Curse of Change. It's a great removal spell. Biting Tether. Biting Tether is actually okay too. But again, I'm forcing white. There's a Wheel of Sun and Moon. But yeah, not gonna take that. Doesn't do anything for me here. So we're taking the Curse of Chains. Hopefully either this or this makes it back. Alright. Lurebound Scarecrow is actually a fine card too. This card sadly is not that good. This is okay, I guess. But I guess the best card by far here is the Wasp Lancer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that. Maybe we won't be in white here and we'll be in blue instead. If we take this thing, we have to, let go of our safe Old Sentry probably. But the Curse of Change is game, so I am okay taking that. Alright, what does this thing do again? Yeah, not really what I'm looking for here. Not much here, sadly. This is not a very strong pack. I guess Torture is fine. Wisps are always fine, but not taking that here. I think I'm gonna take a shield there. There isn't anything blue here that I really like. So since I do love white, I'm gonna go ahead and try to stay on theme here. Okay, Medicine Runner is not a bad card. Hex Hunter is actually okay because you can deal with Armored Ascension. But it's not a card that I would be thrilled to have in my main deck, I don't think. Could get a Medicine Runner or a Scrap Basket. Guess Medicine Runner is probably better. I can remove, -1/-1 counters from my guys. From Persist guys, for example, if I get some of those. And it's a 2-mana guy that can attack. Alright, Faithful Duel is actually pretty nice. And again, in this format, it's, with a card like this in my deck, I will often be able to trigger the green spell condition on it. Because, there are cards like this and cards like this. So yeah, let's go ahead and take it. Alright, Thistle Down Duel. Same thing applies here. And yeah, I am getting some pretty cool white cards here. Even though I had to, pass a bunch of nice ones on the first pack to get a reflecting pool. So yeah, this is gonna be it. Let's take a duel. I guess I can put this thing there. And yeah, reflecting pool. I mean, I'm gonna sell it and recoup some of the of the entry fee here, but it's not going to make my deck, sadly. Okay, here we don't have much. I guess Helm of the Guest Lord is actually okay, but I don't think I wanna take it here. There's a Fairy Macabre, which is fine. I think I'm gonna take a Scarecrow. Not looking forward to playing it, but it's not a bad card. I mean, it can be a 23rd card if I really need that. I guess we'll see. Alright, here we get a card that I love, and that's Niveus Wisps. So much value. You tap a creature, you draw a card, and sometimes you even want to make a creature a white, because there are many, color matters cards in this format. So there's this thing here. It's very late for this to be here, but not passing on a Niveus Wisps. Alright, Watchwing Scarecrow made it back, which is great news. Alright, Reknit is not the worst. Fate Transfer, Traitor's War, yeah, not great, and not great. So let's take a Fate Transfer because it's the least horrible card there. Alright, and a Scrap Basket. Not playing this Golden Glow Moth, by the way. Alright, so let's see what pack 2 brings us, and hopefully something like an Armored Ascension. Alright, not an Armored Ascension, but Spectral Possession. It's a great card. The rare, what does the rare do? I discard a card at random. Yeah. Not that great. This is actually okay. But yeah, I mean it's hard to even consider anything else here other than the Spectral Possession, so that's definitely what I'm gonna take. There's a Gloomlands. It's the second best card in the pack, I think. Hopefully we get something like a Niveus Wisps back. Even a Scuttlemud. I wouldn't be, even a Terrakai can block Wither creatures forever. Okay, Weirdleaf Cavaliers is a great card. They took a rare here. There's a Last Breath too, which is okay. Trip News is actually fine as well, but in this format, my strategy is always like to try and play as many undercosted cards as I can, because cards like this one, when you're monocolor, like mono white or mono green, you will almost always be able to play it on turn 3. So this is the kind of card that I want to be taking here. Here I hope something like the Faithful Sentry, Last Breath, Faithful Duo, or Trip News makes it back. Alright. Barotomatic is actually not the worst. But It's not a card that I really want to be playing on my main deck. There's a Berton Craig Threads and a Dongle Infusion, but here I think I'm gonna hate an Incremental Blight because it really is one of the best uncommons in the format. I cannot remember, you know, most of the uncommons because it's been a while, but if I remember correctly, uh, this for me is the second best uncommon, only behind the Armored Ascension. So yeah, let's go ahead and hate that. It was kind of late to be getting an Incremental Blight, by the way, like third pick. I mean, if I had an Incremental Blight for a third pick, I could get a Armored Ascension for a fourth pick, right? Who knows? Okay. Options here are Inquisitor's Snare, and again, this card is better than it looks because in blue decks or in green decks, for example, you will often have targets because there will be a lot of blue black creatures such as this guy, and also red green creatures. But I don't think I'm taking it here. What does this thing do again? I remove. Yeah. Well, I guess I could take a Safehold Duo. It's probably better than an Inquisitor's Snare. I'm not that sure. Like I said, it's been a while. But yeah, I guess the Duo seems fine here. Alright, here we have a Last Breath, which is a great card. So I'm okay just taking that. Other than that, I mean, Blowflying Infestation can lend to some pretty nasty combo decks. It's not what I'm looking for here. This guy is great too. This thing is quite okay. This is okay. This is okay too. But yeah, let's take a last breath here. Removal spells are always nice to have. And no white cards. How unfortunate. Black and red. Not what we're looking for. This guy. What do we hate draft here? I'm not sure. Maybe one of the wisps? Maybe the duo? I mean, duos are great. Don't really want my opponent playing those. So yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Let's see. Umbral Mental. Umbral Mental is actually not bad. Wave Breakers is fine. This is fine. Ooh, there's a Dragoon here. And again, the color matters here means that you will have, extra value in many decks, not only black decks. So yeah, let's take it. Also, the fact that it's green helps us with cards like Safehold Duo, and this thing if we play it. Spectral Possession here is at the 6 mana pile, but it's really a 3 mana card in this deck. Make no mistake about it. Alright, there's a turn to Mist, which is great, and there's a Last Breath. I think I'll take a Last Breath. I could even take a Chainbreaker if I wanted to, but especially since I already have a Last Breath. But nah, I think this should be fine. I mean, removal is removal, right? And this format has a lot of annoying cards with low power, such as the duos and cards like this one. And Last Breath also means that if someone's going to play some sort of aura against us, we can exile the creature at instant speed, most likely. Because, there are a lot of auras that are great in this format. Not only the Armored Ascension. Here I'm taking the Wisps. It's the best card here by a fair margin for me, I think. Here we are not taking the moth. We may take a Gloom Widow's Feast. Just because. Oh, maybe a Sinking Feeling. Nah, Sinking Feeling is okay. I don't want to play against this if I open an Armored Ascension. So, okay, well, Dawn Glow. I mean, both the cards that I was considering. I mean, I guess there's one white card that isn't here. This was the pack in which I took the Incremental Blight. I think I'm gonna take a Safe Ride quest. Not sure if I'm gonna play it, but oh well. Dawn Infusion is okay too, but alright. Hex Hunter is a fine card to have access to, even if it's in the sideboard. This thing is annoying, but I guess I'll take the flyer. Alright. Okay, we even have a Strip Bear in case you want to destroy auras. Okay, so this is our last pack. Our rare is Cemetery Puka, which we are not taking. I guess Ethertoe is a fine one here. There's a Miss Metal Skulk, which is also an okay card. Safehold Elite is actually fine too. This is sort of a weak pack, I think. There's not many things here that I would want to first pick. But yeah, definitely getting the Ethertoe. Barkshell Blessing is also pretty nice. But Ethertoe is, removal spell. More of a delaying tactic, but still a nice one. Alright, well, time to decide what we're gonna hate here. We have an Shadowmoor Leech, and we have a Burn Trail. Both are ridiculous cards, but I think, yeah, Burn Trail is so good though. I feel like taking the rare though, because this thing can win games as well. Can give creatures +2/+2, and I think maybe this is better in a vacuum. Yeah, I suppose so. So I'll take the Burn Trail, I think. So good for a common. It's an easy 2-for-1, so yeah. Alright, here we could take a Curse of Chains, but I mean, Curse of Chains is certainly the card that I would take normally. But given my situation here, I'll take a Bellinor Cohort. That's because I need 3 drops to fill out my curve, and also because I only have 11 creatures. I mean 12, right, with the Spectral Possession. And I want more creatures, so yep. So hopefully something makes it back here, maybe a Watchwing Scarecrow. What does this thing do? Yeah, not that scary. So yeah, let's take a Bellinor Cohort. Oh, Spectral Possession number 2. Don't mind if I do. We sadly don't have a lot of things to pump here, but just getting 3 flying tokens for 3 mana is good enough, I think. Turn to Mist. Elsewhere Flask is a good card if you're looking to splash for something, but I don't think I am. So I guess I'll just take a Turn to Mist. Turn to Mist is fine because there are a lot of cards that put +1/+1 counters on creatures in this format, so you can reset one of your creatures or just save them from removal, or do some other assorted shenanigans. Tower Above is pretty good too. But yeah, Turns to Mist is our option here. Could take a Tetherkite, or we could take a Safehold Sentry. These are our options. I guess I'll take a Tetherkite, just because, It's a 3 mana guy, and also it really is better than it seems. This format has a lot of wither. Most of the removal spells in this format are based on on -1/-1 counters. So yeah, let's take a Terrakite then. There's a mine excavation which we have no use for, and there's a Thoughtweft Gambit. Tap everything and tap everything. It's a fine card, I think, although I don't think I'm playing it. There's a Metamorphose too. Metamorphose, I mean, it used to be kind of expensive, I think, if I remember well, like for a common at least. It used to cost a couple of tickets, I think. But I'm taking this card. Ooh, seriously? This thing so late in the draft? Alright, well, sadly, most of my creatures are not blue. I actually only have one blue creature, and that's the Thistledown duo. That's too bad, because this thing on a blue-white creature is just insane. Just cannot be beaten, I don't think. Given hexproof. Oh no, it can be blocked, right? I mean, lifelink and can be blocked. If they don't have a removal spell, it's bad news for them. Right. So maybe I'll get a Mist Metal Skulk here. We got a Mine Excavation too, because I do have some artifacts and at least one enchantment in my deck right now. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take a Skulk. Skulk is actually a fine card. So what do we take here? Maybe a Windslayer Elves. It's probably the most scary card of the bunch. Alright, we got another Watchwing Scarecrow. Man, I have this thing, and I'm not about to play it just to to get value out of a Steel of the Godhead. But I'm gonna take it anyway. Alright, Elsewhere Flask. Another Zealous Guardian. I guess we could, play Zealous Guardian to ambush people against some decks with lots of, 1 toughness guys. Oh well. Alright, so this is what I think I'll play. We have 23 cards here. We have 16 creatures. It says 14 here, but we have 2 Spectral Possessions. So is there anything we want to bring in? What about the Thoughtweft Gambit? I'm not sure. I mean, it seems to be a bit too expensive for me. But maybe it's a better card than something like, say, a Thornwatch Scarecrow. Because like this can actually lead to some blowouts, right? It can allow us to maybe tap all of his creatures during his turn, and in order to attack for the win during our turn. It could also prevent some attacks. It could also lead to some blowouts by ambushing his guys. Although we don't have a lot of great of huge creatures, but I guess these guys get pretty big, right? I mean, playing this white spell and this blue spell, this guy's gonna get +1/+1 and flying. And also there's stuff like this thing which will often have first strike, and this thing to combo with it to give another blocking creature +2/+2. So yeah, I guess this card could be good in our deck. I'm not that sure about the Steel of the Godhead though. It will often be just +1/+1 and lifelink, which is not bad per se, but it's an aura, meaning it's vulnerable. Thing is, if we do have a Thistledown duo out, this thing is gonna be ridiculous. So I guess on the off chance that we get that, so maybe that's enough justification for us to run it. Sadly, I don't have any cards that mess with colors here. There are a few cards that can turn a creature any color. That's the artifact guy, the 3 mana 2/2/1 that gives mana of any color and can turn a creature to any color. But yeah, I guess I'm okay with this. Now, time to add basic lands. Ooh, look at that. He's suggesting that I play with islands, not and forests. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen. We have a mono-eye deck here. Alright, so let's submit and see you round one.